My name is Justin Garcia, and this is a presentation on the Suez Canal. Now, as the audience has surely noticed, our oceans are not in the best of states right now. One can check the news on any day of the week, and chances are they'll find that some new crisis has arisen in some different part of the world that needs immediate attention. Oil spills, ice caps melting, waters rising, species going extinct. It just doesn't seem to end. And the question of why this is happening has become imperative to the future of human survival. There's no real straightforward answer to that question. But we can analyze a single aspect of that, we can analyze a single part of that answer by analyzing the case of the Suez Canal. Now, to begin, let's establish what exactly the Suez Canal is. The Suez Canal is a man-made canal between the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. In 2014, the Egyptian government underwent an endeavor to expand the canal, as shown by this map. Now, the problem is, ever since then, the Suez Canal hasn't really been doing that hot, as when you look at this map, taken from the World Ocean Health Index, the eastern side of the Mediterranean, where the Suez Canal resides, is doing much worse when compared to every single other part of the Mediterranean. According to World Ocean Health Index, the average rating of the Eastern Mediterranean countries is 55.63. Now let's take America's rating in 2012 of 63. That's a 8-point difference. The world's rating in 2012 of 60. That's a 5-point difference. The the Eastern Mediterranean is doing worse than the rest of the globe was 6 years ago. Now, there are two main reasons as to why that is happening. And one of them would be pollution. As Abd el-Halim Assad outlined in his study, the Suez Canal is a particularly polluted body of water because of things such as the expansion connecting the Suez Canal with several different extremely polluted ports and bodies of water, industrial ships, which are now coming in more regularly because of the expansion, leaving aside residues of minerals and all that, and the construction itself loosening up the riverbed, causing minerals that lied within the riverbed to be tossed up and coalescing with the pollution from the different bodies of waters in the ships. And all that stuff pours out into the Eastern Mediterranean, generally affecting the health of the entire sea. This has side effects such as affecting water temperature, affecting the mating habits of the local inhabitants, and sometimes even poisoning them. But the local sea life has more problems than pollution. That's non-local sea life. As this graph clearly indicates, the Eastern Mediterranean far outweighs any other quadrant of the sea in invasive species in almost every single category. Now, if you take a look at the second graph as to how this is happening, these invasive species are originating from corridors and shipping, both of which are rooted in the Suez Canal. As Stelios Kanatos detailed in his study, ever since the expansion went through, over 400 different invasive species have been found within the Suez Canal. these invasive species start taking root within the Eastern Mediterranean. They start displanting local sea life, alienating them, if you would. And as of recently, they've begun to move up into different parts of the Mediterranean, such as Italy. Now, that has been clearly established that the Suez Canal is a heavily damaged sea because of this expansion. Let's address the question previously posed in the presentation. Why is this happening? Well, simple reason. Profit. As detailed by the Medi Telegraph, the Egyptian government made this expansion because it was projected to nearly double the revenue generated by the Suez Canal to up to over $10 billion. It's behind every ice cap melting, there's a factory bellowing out smog. Behind every oil spill, there's a company drilling. Human greed is one of the main causes for why the ocean's unhealthy. What are your questions?
Two questions for you, Justin. First up, what evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and why didn't you use it?
So there was one specific study from biological invasions that I found, right, which detailed that before this expansion, there are 700 invasive species or something along those lines that had gone into the Mediterranean through the Suez Canal. But with the specific way I was detailing this presentation, I didn't think that the past evidence was very relevant, if you will.
Okay. And if you had more time, what additional research would you conduct?
Ooh. There's a lot. I'd probably look for even more ways that the Suez Canal was affected. I'd probably look for more, what's the word again? Credible sources as to why the Egyptian government did this. The Medi Telegraph was very weird to me. There wasn't a lot of stuff I could go back on to find out how much they were saying is exactly true. And
all right, you're done. Thanks, sir.